I'm starting to understand something when it comes to relationships that I want to give to you guys right now. A lot of you guys are worried about body count. How many men has she slept with? How many women has he slept with? Because that insecurity goes both ways. You're trying to live up to what the past of that person was. And depending on who they dated, that could be a lot of pressure. So that goes for both men and women. You're worried about body count. Some of it is logical reasons. The more persons this person has slept with, the more likely they are to step out of the relationship with me. All these things make sense when you're worried about body count. But there's something that I've talked about before that I'm going to bring up again and try to go more in depth into is your heart count. Body count is one thing. I mean, let's just be real, guys. There's no virgins today. Men are the virgins today. Women in this sexual liberated culture, you're not going to run into a 21-year-old virgin. It's just not going to happen. This isn't the 1910s. We don't produce those kind of people anymore. So go into it knowing that she's probably slept with at least 2 to 3 guys. And they could be all from long distance or long-term relationships. So we're not going to bash women on that all the time, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But what you should be worried about is the heart count. And you should be worried about your heart count as well, because heart count goes with mental health. You can't live in a state of disappointment, of heartbreak forever. That's how people become jaded and get this perception that everybody from that gender ain't ish. Because you've had too many bad experiences. You've given your heart away to too many people that wasn't worth it. This is why it is extremely critical that you guys read people, learn how to read people. Because if you do not learn how to read people, you will live in a constant state of disappointment, being let down, because you don't know how people are and how they really think and work in the real world. So when you see a woman or a man talking about these men, all these men ain't ish, some of it could be true. But she's speaking from a specific pool of men. And those experiences are embedded in her mind, so that when you go on the next date with the next person, she takes that baggage with her. And she's judging you from the same lens as that past dude that gave her all the PTSD. You see how goofy dating can get? One, because you've developed a cognitive bias by dealing with so many different bad experiences instead of just taking accountability on some level. You know, we all get screwed over on something once or twice, but damn, if it's the 4th, 5th guy, the 4th, 5th woman, that problem's you. You haven't figured out what you're going wrong at. And since you haven't figured it out and you keep going through these bad experiences, you develop a cognitive bias, or you're cognitive dissonant from the situation, avoiding accountability. So this heart count thing needs to be taken into consideration when you guys get on these dates, or when you guys are listening to women or listening to guys speak and they have all these traumatic experiences. That's a red flag. And this is how people self-sabotage situations, because they're so used to things going wrong that when things go good, it's too easy to believe. They're like, it's too good to be true. Let me fuck it up. And what's even worse is this can be an involuntary thing depending on what your background is. So, yes, you should be worried about body count. Sleeping with hundreds of people, thousands of people. See, everybody can't withdraw emotion from sex, which is why people fall in love with you and all of that. But just like you hold people to a standard with the body count, you need to hold people to a standard with the heart count. Because to a person that's jaded, as soon as you do something a little bit wrong, you trigger that PTSD, and now she's going back on defense, and her defense is up, or his defense is up. What can you do with that? What can you do with an individual that hates the opposite sex because of all the bad experiences that they had because they couldn't critically pick or select the right person? I could go deeper into the concept of free will, but I'm not about to do that into this video. Maybe further in the future. That's going to be some high-level intelligence game, or whenever I get a big enough audience to do stuff on Patreon or members only. But history is a big indication of what the future is going to be. People say you can't read the future. Yes, you can. You can read the future by the past. Partially. Things repeat themselves. Things have cycles. Dealing with multiple people. Just me going on dates on a consistent basis, I can pick up on certain stuff. And now I'm not smashing all of them because, to be truthfully honest, a lot of these women I lose interest in by the second date. It's just the looks fade, and then see, when I was younger, and some of you guys know what I'm talking about, when you're younger, you just worried about the attraction level. You don't give a damn about the person. You know, she crazy. I don't care about that. Let me just smash this right fast. Nah. And that's how dudes get on child support and get run through the ringer or get divorced and all that, because they was too worried about the wrong shit. You worried about the ass and titties, and you wasn't worried about the mind and the emotionality, the character of the individual. So hopefully this video gave you guys some insights, because I was just thinking this over with my barber. And it's a very important thing that people don't often read into, but it's very important, and it's gonna help you guys, or give you guys a different set of eyes to examine certain situations. And you'll be able to call them right before they even happen. So that's my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, if you guys want to support the channel, all the ways you can support are in the description below. PayPal, Cashapp, super thanks, super chats, all that. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.